And we are good to go.
All right.
All right. So this is Top Shelf Fantasy Podcast. Little different podcast tonight. We're doing a little NBA trade deadline. I know we focus on football a lot more, but figured, big deadline, some big moves, and we have a guest today, Mr. Justin Lang. So if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm, really excited that you asked me to come on and chop it up with you about this. I'm excited to talk some deadline stuff, man. It was interesting. I like hopping on podcasts, dude. So I'm happy you asked me. Scott.
Yeah, of course. And now you have your own podcast out there. So if you want to, share with the world.
Plug it. Yeah, I'll plug it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I host a podcast with my friend Maddie from college, Maddie Barasano. It's called the How Can This Be podcast. We are what I would loosely describe as relatively absurd and kind of out of our minds. It's an easy listen. It's not too serious. If you want to tune in and laugh for a couple hours and story tell and harken back to years of past, it's a good thing to listen to some of the trials and tribulations and foibles that she and I have gotten into in our life. So it's interesting. We're both kind of out of our minds, so it's fun. It's a fun listen. I know Scott's listened to it a few times, and
Oh yeah.
I've listened to Top Shelf Fantasy a few times. So, we talk some sports, not as much as on yours, Scott, obviously, but it's fun. It's a fun listen. So tune in, find us wherever you get your pods.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of that Family Guy skit where, he pulls over and there's a moose saying he'll do moose stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, what's moose stuff? He's like, I can drink from the lake over there, or can I have sex with you and everything in between. That's kind of what your podcast is. It's literally everything.
Exactly. Yeah, we drink from a lake, or we'll have sex with you, and anywhere in between, we'll do that too. So you'll see no two episodes are the same. We just we talk relationship stuff. We talk hangover. This past episode we released was hangover cures. We talk about bad dating experiences. Just my life growing up as a recovering white trash citizen of New Hampshire. It's fun. It's a fun listen. It'll probably make you feel better about yourselves.
Sure does. All right, so we have one more guest coming in, maybe, but he's not here yet. But we'll just get right into it.
Yeah.
A couple of big trades, and we'll start with the Magic. They kind of blew their team up. They traded their best players away. So I think the biggest one there is probably Vucevic and Farouk Amino were traded to Chicago. Pretty big haul. They got what's the Carter's name?
Wendell Carter.
There he is. Yeah. There he is. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't read mine. Otto Porter and 2 future first-round picks. I mean, it's great for the Bulls. They're kind of just, making that big move because I think they're not win now, but they're a playoff team. And I mean, it's a big push to, excel them to the next level. And I mean, at this point, maybe they're, better than the Celtics. But
yeah. I agree with you, man. Yeah, they had to do something because they've been mired in not even mediocrity, less than mediocrity for years. Ever since Derrick Rose blew out his knee, they've kind of been on a slow downhill trajectory. So they had to make a move as soon as they got rid of Gar Forman and John Paxson. This new dude they got in from Denver has really they've kind of turned it around, their philosophy and everything to actually try to make the playoffs by making moves. And, that Porter contract I think it's an expiring, if I'm not mistaken. So that's good. That's a good asset for the Magic.
I think it's like 25 million or something.
Yeah, he's up there. I think it's closer to 28.5.
Cool.
Yeah, because I remember he was one of the guys that could just barely not fit in the Hayward traded player exception with the Celtics. And when you're making a move, like they got Zach LaVine, they wasted Jimmy Butler when they had Jimmy Butler on a great contract. And rather than try to build around him, they just traded him to Minnesota. So essentially, like, you could punt on the entire Zach LaVine tenure too, or you can make this move that they made for Vucevic. And I'm glad that they did that. From a purely basketball fan perspective, it's fun to see the Bulls be good. You need that team in middle America. You got the Knicks that are now good on the East Coast. You got the Lakers and Clippers on the West Coast that are good. It's nice to have the Bulls back in contention in middle America there. So I like the move, Scott. I mean, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm pissed that we didn't get him as a Celtics fan here. But I mean, like you said, the Bulls are done, rebuilding, because we've seen that song and dance. It just doesn't work. You got to get those top tier guys. And I think Vucevic is a great piece there.
Yeah. And that Magic core just really wasn't working. And you can't just kind of run that back over and over again and hope for different results. You got to make changes.
I mean, they did it with Alfred Payton for a couple years. That didn't work. Oladipo for a few years. And I mean, the pieces just weren't there. Yeah.
And they're a team that they got to win by drafting dudes. Nobody's going to sign there. We looks like Rob's here. Here we go.
Oh, there's the hair.
There he is, connected to the audio.
The audio real quick. Like what you said, no one wants to sign there. And I mean, I wouldn't sign there either.
What up, guys? Hey, what up, boys?
What's up? How are you?
Good. How you doing, big guy?
I'm good, man. Good to see you.
Good too, brother. You too.
Glad you did your hair.
I know. I didn't want to.
So we just got to the Vucevic trade from Orlando to the Bulls. So we're going to kind of move to Aaron Gordon and Gary Clark from Orlando, traded to the Nuggets for Gary Harris, Hampton, and a 2025 first-round pick. Rob, do you think that Aaron Gordon is like that piece for the Nuggets to actually like pull through and make a big step?
Nah, I don't. Actually, Gary Harris was drafted. He was a 32nd pick or something like that. Is that what he was?
Good question. I'll look that up.
I'm not sure. I thought it was higher than that.
No. He was out of. He got drafted by Chicago, right? Yeah.
So he was, pick number 19, first round, 2014 to the Bulls.
The Bulls, yeah. So no. He was a defensive specialist. Yeah. And I feel like that's what he was drafted for. So I don't really think that he was going to make a big, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you guys? Like, I really don't think he's going to make a big change. Honestly,
I think with that, I don't think that Aaron Gordon's not a guy that's going to really put you over the top. He's kind of just different from Gary Harris. And it gives you somebody a little bit longer that can guard the spots of the guys at the 3-4 that are gonna 3-4-5 that they're gonna run into in the Western Conference, the Kawhi Leonards and the Paul Georges and stuff. Like,
how is his defensive rating this year? Gordon was. I haven't looked it up. I've seen them really.
You're putting us on the spot here. I have no idea.
Yeah. It's insane. Does he smash like defensively? I mean,
look.
I feel like he should be. You know what I'm saying? Because he's so like athletically like capable of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I feel like
his D rating this year is this might be a little bit old actually now that I'm looking at it. Let's see.
I mean, the thing here is Paul Millsap's been hurt almost all year, and he's been like he just won't play a full season. So I think they give him that.
Paul Millsap's played a full season in 10 years.
Oh God, it's so long. He just came back from being out for like two or 3 months. So I think this helps him get the actual power forward to play every single night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gordon's D rating this year is 109.2.
I mean, that's way less than it should be. So my point is, like, that's not like for someone as athletic as him, man. Like that's not even like close. Like he could. I feel like you said, like he could guard like 2 threes. I think he could guard twos. You know, do you not like he's?
I mean, nowadays, yeah, because the twos are all taller.
Exactly,
now.
they're tall. Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's that athletic and he could definitely guard twos. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's like he's so underrated. I think he should be doing more defensively, and that would bring his value up to more than what he gets traded for. You know.
Yeah, that's fair. He's I'm looking at Gary. So he is slightly lower than Gary Harris is. Gary Harris is 111.2 in 6 less games this season. So.
And this is someone who got brought in to be a defensive specialist, and yet Aaron Gordon was the number 4 pick overall. So.
Right.
So yeah, so it's like, you know, like you should be probably better off in defense than someone who's number 4, who's never really shocked. What's his 3-point percentage?
Yeah, he's not a shooter. Gordon's not a shooter.
Yeah, well, I mean, wasn't he? Was it Marcus? Was that Marcus Smart draft? I'm sorry, was it not?
You're let's see.
I feel like,
what was it, 2014? Right. Yeah, they were the same draft. Yeah,
they same draft. Okay, yeah. So he went above Marcus Smart. And who's the better 3-point shooter out of those two?
Probably Marcus is as tough as
day.
it is to
say. That's a loaded question. Sorry.
Yeah, Smart.
Yeah, you would say Smart, really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I think it's close
at times.
Right?
Yeah, so Gordon went 4th in that draft. Smart went 6th.
6th, and you know who went 8th or 9th? Levine went
13th to the T-Wolves.
Oh, 13th. Sorry.
Yeah, because that
Jesus
was the
Christ.
Yeah.
Who went 1? Who went 1? Wiggins.
Is that Wiggins' year and Jabari?
Yeah, I think
it was. Yeah.
Wiggins, Jabari, and then Embiid. Right.
Embiid, Wiggins, Parker, Embiid, Gordon, Dante Exum, who amounted to absolutely nothing.
I was so high on that guy.
He got
tall point guard. A tall point guard. I love it.
Yeah, you love the 6'6" fucking. He was a passer too. That's just, so who was?
He got moved this draft. He got moved this trade deadline.
Exum, he's been moved like crazy. I didn't put it on here because I'm like, I don't know if I should put it on there.
No, he's not a notable guy that you talk about. He's just like he's a salary throw in.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he got moved from he did nothing for the Jazz for 5 years, traded to Cleveland for Jordan Clarkson. Yep, and now he's
what's Jordan Clarkson? Probably the most improved player this year, right? Is that like, I mean, literally, like he's gonna?
Oh yeah, he's having a career year for my fantasy team. I'll tell you. I mean, he's great. You know, little heat him up, microwave scorer off the bench. He's got a great role going for the Jazz.
He's a fantastic 6-man in the league.
Unbelievable.
I'd love to have that guy.
I think that's what the Celtics could use, but you know, like we don't have anyone like.
I mean, well, it brings us to our next guy and a guy on my fantasy team that it sucks for now. Evan Fournier, Orlando again.
Bang.
Traded to the Boston Celtics for Jeff Teague and 2 second-round picks. I mean, I don't care about getting rid of Jeff Teague. I did love adding Fournier. I think is a great player, a guy we missed since Gordon Hayward left us.
Yeah.
It doesn't push us into a top 3 team in the East. I don't think so. It does help us. We'll probably make the playoffs, but at this point, I don't see anyone getting past those top 3 teams.
Do you guys think we're going to miss the playoffs? Oh.
Right now,
is there any chance we miss the playoffs?
There's a chance because from like seeds 5 to I think 8 or 9 are like a game and a half.
Yeah.
Like we're 7th seed and we're almost like the same wins as the fifth seed Charlotte team. So
I mean, who's the number 1 seed right now?
Sixers
are, and then Nets are a game and a half behind, and then the Bucks.
Do you see anybody beating the Nets? Anybody beating those motherfuckers? Do you see anybody beating them in a 7-game series?
KD comes back, it's going to be pretty hard.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
like
not gonna be.
What team could? Maybe the Sixers.
Maybe.
But I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah.
So with the Eastern Conference standings, it's such a log jam. It's the Sixers, the Nets, and the Bucks are obviously in a class of their own. Those three teams are separated by 2.5 games.
Yeah.
And then 4 through 11
Is 4
are
the
separated. 4 is the Knicks right now. Yeah, 24 and 22. And
For
so
them.
4 through 11. So this is the Knicks, the Hornets, the Hawks, Celtics, Heat, Pacers, Bulls, and Raptors are separated by 5.5 games.
I was gonna say, who's playing their ass off is Charlotte.
Yeah, they really are. They're like the
Charlotte's
island of misfit toys, and they're playing great.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. I think Charlotte would be my dark horse to make these conference finals. That would be my progression. You know what I'm saying?
It's just so hard because they're a great team. It's great what they're doing. They're fun to watch, but it comes down to facing a guy like KD, Irving, Harden, plus the pieces they just got, who all have playoff, experience. So
I'm saying, but look how good Gordon Hayward's playing this year, man. Could you imagine how much the Celtics could have used him?
Yeah, I know.
I know. We do miss him a lot, but I get it with the contract and stuff. Like he had a big deal, and
so do you guys fault Danny for not getting Miles Turner and Doug McDermott for the for the trade exception? Would you rather have trade exception, or would you rather have Miles Turner and Doug McDermott?
Scott, I'll let you go first.
I'm a big Turner fan. I think he would have helped us completely. But again, I don't know if anyone would have replaced what Gordon Hayward did with us. Like McDermott's a fine player, but I'd rather a guy like
McDermott's having a career year. Yeah.
He is. I would have liked it a bit better if it was if we were able to get Sabonis instead of those two, but
you can't get Sabonis for anything less than 3 first-round picks right now.
I know. Yeah, he's a 2-time All-Star in a row. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's the one they want to build around. And honestly, I don't fault Danny for not getting that done. Just because, Turner's having a great year, but his overall body of work, I'm just
Is he leading the
it just doesn't do it for me for what he's getting paid. He's making a little over $18 million a year. He's having a good year defensively.
That's how much he's making?
Yeah, really? He makes a lot of money.
I didn't know he made that much. Damn.
Yeah, so if we took on that contract, it'd be tough for us to.
Yeah, there goes the TPE out the door.
And he's just another guy that between having Tristan Thompson and Rob Williams and Daniel Tice, he's just, you trade Hayward for him, then you got 4 guys that do essentially the same thing. They're just, interior big guys that can't really stretch the floor. Turner more so than the other ones, but even still, that's a lot of money to play for a guy that may be able to make 30.
Do you think long term? Who do you think long term is better, Williams or Turner? Long term, if you had 5 years from now, who do you think is going to be the better player?
I would rather have the Time Lord, just not because I'm a green teamer who thinks he's the savior to the Celtics franchise, as much as I'm a fan of young, athletic, cost-controlled guys that people look at Miles Turner's contract and go, oh man, Jesus, he's making that much money. People look at Robert Williams. It's all right, well, his production's a little bit lower than that, but he's making $4.5 million.
But he's getting so much better, I feel like. And but on the same point, what are we going? How long? What is this contract up? A couple years?
I think this is year 3 for him, if I'm not mistaken.
4, right?
And I thought it was 4, right?
Is it 3 or 4? I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I'm looking it up. So he was the 2018 draft.
See, now
so
is
18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21.
Is
no, he'll be restricted.
So they can sign him no matter what, or does he have the option to leave anytime he wants? You know what I'm saying?
Well, so this is his 3rd season in the league. So 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21. Yeah. He was a back half of the first round.
Oh, he was 27th overall pick. Yeah. And I loved him at Texas A&M, dude. I thought that was such a fucking steal. He was such a freak. He was the year before, so he came out as a sophomore, right? And the year before, he was a top 5 overall pick. and then he ended up like straining an ACL or something like dog shit like that. And then, dude, he was a fucking like he was literally in his whole like draft class. He was a top 5 overall guy. So I mean that's why I always loved him. I just feel like, yeah. I mean, look it up. Like look at NBADraft.net, and he was a top 5 overall guy the year before. He was going to come out as a freshman, but he didn't. So, but then he ripped an ACL up, and then he, so that was I would think that was Danny's best draft pick, I would say.
Like, so I know he had motor concerns. That's what a lot of like people thought he was like.
Yeah,
not a motivated dude, lazy.
Hence the name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. I got his Wikipedia pulled up right now. It says Williams did not initially make a good impression, being criticized for showing up late and missing team functions. His reputation for missing flights and video meetings caused him to earn the moniker Time Lord on online Boston Celtics fandoms.
Literally the name.
So because he was a first rounder, this is his 3rd season. They've got another option year on him. So which they'll exercise for 21-22.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He'll be making $3.6 million.
If he plays like he does, he's gonna get what? He's not gonna get the max, but what do you think he's gonna make? If you think he plays like he's been playing, what do you think he's gonna make in another year?
I don't know. He'll probably get somewhere. I feel like there's a market for those guys.
Is he Clint Capella? Is he Clint Capella kind of level?
It's a good comparison.
Yeah, I'd say mid-teens in terms of millions is probably what he could get at the most.
You think Miles Turner? You think does Rob Williams make as much as Miles Turner like in a year?
I think it's different because the Pacers have to overpay for guys like Miles Turner. Because again, similar to what we were saying about Orlando, Scott, nobody wants to play in Indianapolis. I mean, that's just
exactly.
Naptown's great. I've been there, but not a destination NBA city.
I mean, we saw them for that big year with Paul George, and then after that, it's like, I don't want to play here.
Well, I mean, but look at him. What he played for 2 years in Oklahoma City or 1 year?
George is 1.
1 year in Oklahoma City, and he was literally an MVP conversation, and then he pieced. So,
yeah, well, I think he's the guy who just wants to leave until he finds a spot.
Yeah,
well,
he was
a lot of the NBA.
He was 2 years in OKC because he went there his expiring year.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and then he signed that contract extension, and then after his 2nd year, he asked to be traded to the Clippers. So
that's right. Okay.
Now, do you know why this is who I have the most respect for in the league? Is Chris Paul.
Yeah, he's been moved a lot the last few years.
That motherfucker goes anywhere and he fucking wins, dude. I'm sorry, excuse my language. But he
fine.
wins.
I swear.
Yeah, no, he wins, dude. He wins.
What he did for the Thunder last year was amazing.
Unbelievable.
I mean, a team that was looked to be the worst in the league, he brought him like 6 or 7 seed, and he brought him, I think, the Rockets to like 6 or 7 games. But they lost.
Yeah, but I mean, that was unbelievable. Like, he really was like, he smashed, dude. And who he made better was Lou Dort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The torture chamber.
No, dude, Lou Dort was I mean, he. Can you look it up, Justin? When he went to what college you go to? Was it USC?
Lou Dort went to Arizona State.
Arizona State. Thank you. Bobby Hurley's team.
Yes, undrafted, and he's really worked out.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Smasher. And
not even second round.
Yeah.
No. Undrafted. 2019. Undrafted. He was only, which is weird because he only played 1 year in college and then just decided to declare, and then here he is. Undrafted after his freshman year. That's tough. When you go to just 1 year of college and then go undrafted after you declare, that's tough. That's a tough.
Well, I mean, like I said, Bobby Hurley's a good coach, man. Like if I lost so much money betting on Arizona State. Oh my God, dude. I lost so much money betting on Arizona State, dude. Like because they had another guy too. I forget what his name was. But yeah, I remember just what was this? What the fuck was this guy's name? But yeah, no, I just remember loving their team because they had like a bunch of good freshmen. He can recruit like a motherfucker, but they just somehow they don't win. They don't get it. Like, I mean, did they make the tournament this year?
No.
No, exactly. They didn't make the tournament. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm looking up their roster right now to see who that was that you're talking about that played with Dort.
It was he has a what's his name, dude? Oh my god. It's gonna piss me off. What the fuck's his name? It's a very like noticeable name. Put it that way, like yeah.
Steve Smith.
No, no, not Steve Smith. What the fuck's his name? Oh my god, I'll find it. Give me.
Oh, we'll look that up. Tice was traded as well.
Yeah.
I mean, do we like that move? I mean, I know he's been playing well, but I know it was a salary cap thing. I was hoping it was to make a different move too, like an Andre Drummond or Aldridge move, but that wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, well, I mean, who do we think Drummond's going to?
Drummond is going to
sign with the Lakers.
He did. Okay, sorry. See, this is why we would do. Okay, good. So LeBron gets hurt, and then he gets instant big man. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he cleared waivers at 5 tonight, and signed with the is signing with the Lakers. I mean, I get the Tice move. I wish they'd move Thompson, just because he's
that confused me because Thompson's actually on my fantasy team, and he hasn't played in like 3 weeks because of personal things. But I'm like, all right, that easily means he's sitting. He's gonna get traded.
Yeah,
and then
what is wrong with him? Is he just like sick? Or
he's
something?
He's in health protocols. And safety right now. Yeah,
but I mean, he's been there for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What is wrong with him? Like,
because I think that's where that story came out. I don't know if you guys saw the Chris Vernon, Kevin O'Connor thing where it came out that people were pissed at him because he kept breaking protocols. So that's probably why he's just kept rolling it over. He's going to stay in quarantine. I have to assume. I mean,
is Chloe around? Is she around? Is Chloe? Is she around?
Good question. I don't know. I don't think she leaves Calabasas for anything other than South Beach, but that's that's just me.
Yeah, she's not going to Boston.
Yeah. Especially in March, man. February, March. That's the worst time to come to fucking Massachusetts.
Hey, by the way, Justin, it's Remy Martin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Remy Martin. I can't believe he didn't make that. He's a fucking shooter. Remy Martin is a good player for Arizona State. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, Remy Martin. He's still there. He was a senior this year.
Oh shit! I thought it was last year.
Yeah, him and Kamani Lawrence, Providence guy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't even know how they did this year. I didn't watch any Arizona State games.
I can't believe they didn't make the fucking tournament.
11-14. They had a bad year. Tough year.
Ooh,
weird year.
It's not gonna do it.
Yeah, weird year. I mean, how you Bobby Hurley don't make the tournament with all those recruits? Unbelievable.
I mean, I get it. I mean, it's not like this year was kind of fucky for all the college teams. That like nobody played the same amount of games. Yeah, like there were teams that Iona didn't play a game in almost 2 full calendar months. They missed 50 days of games just because of COVID stuff. So like. I mean, I get it. It's a built-in excuse, I still think that it's a little bit more difficult to ride with that as a power conference team as opposed to being like a mid-major or a low major team. Because like, I mean, at Arizona State or like I have the UCLA Alabama game on in the background. They got, a license to print cash. They can pretty much do whatever they want. Like,
who's maybe the most money in the tournament is UCLA. UCLA,
I'm sure.
UCLA's smashing, dude. I mean, UCLA and is USC still in?
They are, yeah. They play the night game tonight.
Well, he's I think that guy should go number 1 overall.
Who?
I think Evan Mobley. I think he's.
You think so?
Yeah. I think
it's gonna be Cade Cunningham, no doubt. Whoever gets the number 1 pick's taking Cunningham.
Obviously. I know that, but
is he like the O2? Like he's for sure probably the number 1 pick.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Did you see that Oklahoma State game? That the last one that they lost? Like he was the only one worth of shit on the roster. Oregon State.
Yeah. Who I bet.
I'm sorry.
Good.
No. Good pick. But
good bet, Rob.
Yeah. Thank you. He's definitely gonna be number one. I just like Evan Mobley because, like, you know who he reminds me of? He literally is a better version of Karl-Anthony Towns. That's what I compare him to. He's a better, more athletic Karl-Anthony Towns. That's what I compare him to.
That's pretty good. Good comparison.
Yeah.
So back to Tice for a second. You know, I like him more than I like Thompson, just because he's more versatile. Like, he can step out and knock down a shot.
I mean, yeah, he's a 3-point guy.
Yeah,
hey,
he can
Did
move.
you guys hear that? I'm sorry. Did you guys hear that? There was this whole couple months where Tice was like the best 3-point shooter in the league. He was shooting like 60% from three. I swear to God, there was like a 2-month stretch, and he
sounds like a smart stretch, and then it just goes downhill.
Yeah, exactly. Then every time you see him like break a shot, like, oh my God, like it was so bizarre. Like it was, oh yeah, thank God we have Tyson shoot a 3-hand break. Like
I mean, teams probably didn't want Tristan Thompson, so they probably couldn't trade him. But I mean, Tice goes to the Bulls, so the Bulls picked up Tice and Vucevic when they were starting Thaddeus Young at center. They get 2 solid centers now. That's fucking huge.
What is Thad Young? Like 6'8"? Like, how are you starting?
Thad Young's a small forward / power forward forced to play center. He's done a fine job, but he's not a like he gets blown away by.
I mean, he was went to Georgia Tech. I remember ripping windmills down. He was a freak athlete, McDonald's All-American, but he's not a center.
He's 6'8". Yeah, you hit that on the head. 6'8", Georgia Tech. He's been in the league for 14 years.
Dude, I mean, he was a very good prospect, but he never really panned out. I mean, as much as he should. My bad.
I mean, he's been fine. You know, he's been a fine NBA player. Like nothing. Yeah. You know, he's a guy that can get you a few buckets. Like he's not gonna. You know, now he's got the wily veteran thing going for him too. Yep. You know, he's been in the league for a long time. He can still play. No, he's not a stud, but like. Maybe he's a guy that you can get on a reasonable contract that's going to get you some buckets. Who's going to
Justin?
Let's see. I'm going to look it up.
I would assume it's nothing more than 5.
I would say 10.5.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be making double digits. I'm pulling it up right now.
I mean, it depends if this was the first year of the contract or if it was like
exactly.
So he's 13.5.
13.5. Okay.
Shit, good for him.
Which is pretty good. I mean,
which is how many years does he get signed for?
He's one more after this one with the Bulls. He'll be looks like, is it an option year next year?
Do you think he's made over $100 million in his NBA career?
I can tell you. Let's see. Career
That'd
earnings.
Be fucking crazy if he's made over $100 million.
I mean, 14 years, it's got to be close.
Yeah.
116.
Jesus.
Just the over.
Jesus Christ. Thaddeus Young made over $160 million. What the fuck?
He's got a few years left too, so.
Yeah. Kids, if you're listening, play professional basketball or professional baseball if you want to make money. Don't go hockey or football rounds. Yeah. Those don't pay nearly as well as.
Exactly.
You'll see Thad Young picking up Derrick Henry's check at the bar, like if they run into each other. You know what I mean?
Literally, like that's unbelievable.
Become Chandler Parsons.
Yeah.
Just be good for 1 year.
Is he still elite? Is he still?
No, he's retired. I missed the incentive and the trade kicker that he's earned. So it's 121 million actually, not 116.
Fucking Christ, dude.
So it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money for a guy that you don't even think about. Until you actually see him in court. Oh, yeah, shit.
Rudy was like the 8th man of the Sixers 2 years ago. What the fuck? Yeah. Unbelievable. Oh, that's fucking crazy, dude. Oh, my God.
No, good for him. Listen, it's a good gig if you can get it.
That's a fantastic gig.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable gig. Well, I guess if you're 6'8" and can – I mean, there's one clip, right? You'll see it. He's the McDonald's All-American game. He throws down this windmill, the hardest windmill I've ever seen in my life. Like, absolutely, like if you can search online, like it goes McDonald's All-American game, Thad Young windmill, and he was a freak. So I get it.
When he came in, it was like him and Iguodala on the Sixers. They were just throwing down dunks.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was one of the biggest athletes I've ever seen in my life, dude. Like a 6. Yeah, so I get it, but like so I guess if you're gonna be a 6'8" athlete, you know, you're gonna make 128 million. Like that's what you're gonna.
So. I mean, that was a pretty good draft too. That was the Durant draft. So
was it?
Yeah, he was in the Durant draft. So
I didn't know that. Damn,
you know, if you I don't know if you guys I've kind of sold my stock in Bill Simmons, but I enjoyed when he did the redraftables a few months back.
It was who was the second pick behind Durant?
Durant was the second.
Odin
pick.
was one.
Odin went number one.
Yeah, so, no, I'm sorry, no, but who did he redraft at 2?
So I don't remember the exact order that they went in, but if you're redrafting that, I think Thad Young is probably the fourth or fifth pick. Yeah, because it's Durant, Horford, Mike Conley.
Horford. Oh, dude, what? All that Florida team was nasty. Joakim Noah.
Yeah, those two teams played in the in the finals that year. Yeah, exactly. Noah went 9th to the Bulls. If you're redrafting that, like the top 5 guys are Durant,
you want to hear
Conley,
Corey Brewer,
Noah, Thad Young. Brewer. Yeah, Corey Brewer went 7th. I mean, other than that, after those guys, relatively pedestrian draft. Aaron Laflalo went 27th.
Hey, do you want to hear the best person did not make an All-Star team?
Who?
Mike Conley.
He made one. He made this year. He was he was a COVID replacement. It was his first one.
Oh, it doesn't really count.
Yeah,
I mean, but he's been the best person to never really make an All-Star team. Like
I got another good Mike Conley stat for you, Rob.
Yeah.
Never gotten a technical foul in his NBA career.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I
14 years, really? 0 techs. Yeah, he was talking about it with Zach Lowe on a pod. I was listening. I think it was Zach Lowe. They were talking about it. And he was like, yeah, I can kind of get away with some of the things I say now because like I've got the reputation as being a guy who's not.
Like, he's like a respectable guy.
Yeah, I mean, like when he was young, he was playing with like Zach Randolph and like Tony Allen. So like they took the tees away from him. I would think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100%. A good point. Scott. That's a great point. No, that's so smart.
Still amazing though.
Yeah, dude, that's unbelievable. I mean, like, what was that Memphis team? What was that Grit and Grind?
Yeah, the Grit and Grind Grizzlies.
Grit and Grind Grizzlies. So it was Zach Allen, Tony Smart, who Marc Gasol, was he on the team?
Marc Gasol, yeah, Marc Gasol was in this draft too, 48th. There we go.
Oh my God, what a steal! Yeah, Marc Gasol, Rudy Gay. Then he got hurt. They got Shane Battier.
Rudy Gay, UConn. You want to see you go to windmill? Look up Rudy Gay's windmill at UConn, dude. Oh my God, that might be one of the biggest fucking dunks I've ever seen in my life. Like, watch him rip it in, dude. It's unbelievable.
Put it on Twitter then.
My favorite Rudy Gay UConn moment was when he committed and he said, "I'm committing to the University of UConn."
I'm going to uni.
Yeah, dropped his stock.
Dude, he was so good. He was one. He might have been the top 5. What I mean, when did he go?
Rudy Gay. My fingers are getting a workout here, Rob. Let's see. Rudy Gay was.
Talk about drafts, dude. I'll talk about drafts. Like
Rudy Gay was the 06 draft. He was the 8th pick to the Rockets.
Okay. Yeah.
Did he play for or was it like a draft?
It was a draft and trade. It was a draft night trade. Yeah. They traded him and Swift to the Grizzlies for Shane Battier.
Whoa, speaking of a dunker, dude. Swift, dude. Him and Tyrese Thomas were the 2 biggest fucking dunkers I've ever seen. Tyrese Thomas, Swift, dude. Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, what did he go? You said 9th? I'm sorry. 8th. Okay.
Yeah, 8th to the Rockets. Those were actually Aldridge was in that draft. Brandon Roy, man, you want to talk about a guy that had tough luck?
Tough luck, dude. Tough.
JJ Redick was in that draft.
What do you go? 13th.
Redick went 11th to the Magic. Thabo Cephalosha, he had a decent career. As a role.
Do you remember he got his legs broken or something like crazy?
Yeah.
Like a cough.
Yeah, Rondo was in that draft. Kyle Lowry was in that draft.
What did Lowry go?
Millsap.
Did Rondo go before or after Lowry?
Before. Rondo went 21st. Lowry went 24th.
Was Lowry to the Grizzlies?
He was, yeah.
That's right. Backed up.
Yeah, he backed up. Yeah.
We can dig right back into the trade deadline stuff with the lack of a Lowry move. I mean, I was surprised by that one because the Raptors kind of tried to clean out a bunch of space to, make that move.
Are they tanking? What are they doing?
I don't know if they're tanking.
I mean, what seed are they? 11th. So they're like a few games above.
They're 11th right now. Yeah, they're 11th right now. They're 18-27. They're like they're a game and a half out of the play-in tournament.
How many games are behind the Celtics? 4?
3 and 5. No,
5.
4.5. Sorry.
And the Celtics have been playing like shit, and they're 4 games back. So yeah, I think they're tanking at this point. I mean, like, did they have their own pick this year?
I would assume they had something.
Didn't they? I feel like they. What was that Kawhi thing? Did they not? Did they? I thought they might gave it away this year. No, am I off on that one?
Let's see. They have in this year's draft. They have their own first rounder, and they have 3 seconds. They have one from the Grizzlies. Yeah, one they got from the Grizzlies via the Kings for Terrence Davis, who they traded at the deadline. They have their own.
In the fucking league anymore?
Who, Terrence Davis? Yeah, they just moved him to Sacramento at the deadline. He was one of the moves that Ujiri made.
Okay.
To create some roster spots.
And then Powell too was a big trade of Blazers.
Yeah, he's having a great year.
They gotta. At that point, I thought they were like, oh, they got rid of Powell. They're going to get rid of Lowry now, and then that didn't happen.
That's what
Norman Powell, was he averaging like 18? I think minimum, a 19, something like that. He's had a great year.
Let's see.
No. I remember him playing at the Celtics, so he fucking lit us up.
So let's see. Norman Powell this year is averaging 19.7 a game. So he's averaging right about the same amount as Evan Fournier was before he got moved.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good move. At least trading him for who they traded him for too. They got Gary Trent Jr. back. Gary Trent Jr. is going to be restricted free agent.
You remember how much of a sniper he was last year in the bubble?
Oh, Powell? Yeah, he was.
No. I'm saying Trent. Trent was a sniper for Poland last year. He literally hit. I remember watching a game where I saw him make 15 threes in a row. It was not 15, but obviously, but 6 threes in a row. I was like, oh my god, dude. And I thought he was going to be a really good player out of Duke. And then he really, what was he? A second round pick, like at minimum.
Let's see. Yeah, he was 46th overall.
46th overall, yeah. Because he was good at Duke. I thought he was good at Duke anyway. Like he was one of their best players in that team that year.
So he was 46th overall, drafted by the Bucks. Yeah. Traded to the Raptors in a draft night deal. One of those type of guys. But he's having a good year. He's going to be a free agent, so because he's having a great year and a contract year, they'd have to definitely overpay. So it's a good thing that they 10? Got. Oh, he'll make 10? More than that. Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, he'll probably close in on 20. Like his
really you think 20.
Oh yeah, the inflation for like a good NBA guard is
who can shoot.
They're getting paid. Yeah.
Well,
it's so crazy with the contracts right now.
It's so high. It's crazy. He's shooting almost 45% from 3 this year.
I think him and Gary Harris and he might be one of the top 3-point shooters in the league, right? He has to be.
Has to be, yeah.
Yeah, he has to be. He's right up there. So for that, yeah, I guess you're gonna pay $20 million. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, somebody's going to. There are even if it's like a questionable thing, there are so many bad GMs. Somebody's going to overpay for him.
Oh yeah,
just to get a guy, and like he might not ever live up to that contract, and that's just like, hey, great for him. Like shit, if you can get paid that kind of money, brother, get paid, bro, get paid.
But yeah.
What team? Let's throw teams out there.
Orlando.
Who knows, man?
I was
Orlando.
You think so?
If there's a team that would do it.
He'll probably go to a contender, I would feel like. Somebody that's or if not a contender, like somebody who's like a fringe contender that could really like make a move from there. Like the Heat would be a good one.
Yeah.
But can they afford him? Can they afford him?
I don't know. I don't know their cap sheet. Let me let me get to the cap
I know. I'm just
sheet.
owning your fingers right now.
Hey,
he's getting a workout.
Hey, I like this, man. I'm digging it. So the Heat for next season are
some cap space. I mean, they have a bunch of rookies. They're sophomores now, but they're pretty cheap.
I guess Heroes are paying like shit, right?
Yeah, he hasn't had a good season.
He had a decent game last week against Portland, but compared to the Bull, he's
overall not good this year. Yeah, no, and they almost overvalued him so much because like he had like a couple of good games against us, so it's like
he killed us.
Yeah, he smashed us. He literally.
So they have between active roster cap and their cap holds for next year, plus the dead cap, their cap numbers at $206 million.
Okay.
Which is $93 million over the cap.
I was gonna say way over. I was gonna say it's insanely over.
How the fuck is that?
And don't they have to pay Bam too, right?
They got to pay Bam.
They already paid him. So
they did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think so. Right. I think he's on the rookie. He got the rookie max. I think at the same time that Tatum and Fox did. I think he was that same class.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else to be up there.
Dude, what's the fucking other white kid?
I mean, they have Duncan Robinson, but he can't be that expensive.
But yeah, no, he's.
No.
Do you think? Would you rather have Duncan Robinson, or would you rather have the other guy we just talked about?
Tyler Herro.
Yeah. No. The other one. No, the other. We just said he's gonna get paid $20 million.
Oh, Norman Powell.
Yeah. No, Powell. Would you rather have Duncan Robinson or the shooter we just talked about?
Gary Trent.
Yeah. Would you have Would you rather have Duncan Robinson or Gary Trent?
Gary Trent, no question.
Probably Trent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No question.
I totally agree.
Bam is locked up rookie extension through 2026. So he's going to be making $28 million next year.
Okay. $28 million?
Yeah. At the end of the contract, it'll be $37 million.
I mean, what is Jaylen Brown right now, man?
Jaylen Brown he's in the second year of that extension that he signed with the
which is a steal.
With the Celtics,
which is literally that might be the best contract in the league. Literally.
Yeah. Like it really is. Yeah. He's on this year he's at 22.9.
Jesus Christ. Bam's gonna make 38 next year and Jaylen Brown
28 next year.
Would you rather have Jaylen Brown or Bam Adebayo right now? Heads up.
I don't know. That's tough. With the contracts, I'd say Jaylen. Bam's fucking really good though. So it's like it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of another. You know, it's like.
Well, you're talking to someone who is the biggest Jaylen Brown fan in the world. So I mean, I just think he's getting so underappreciated by the Boston Celtics fans, and because you know what I hate is, you know who hates Jaylen Brown? Jason Tatum fans. I
don't see why though, because they like each other. So like, what's the problem?
I know. Well, because everyone's like, "Oh, Brown plays better one game." And they go back and forth. Like, can we just, acknowledge that we have two fucking sick young guys that are below 25 years old?
Thank you.
Yeah, and I will say, nobody runs great players out of town like the Boston media. It's awful.
It's unbelievable.
I can't listen to EEI or the Sports Hub. It's poison. Dude, everything that comes out of their mouths, it's just awful.
Dude, did Scotty ever show you the I called in to Felger Maz? Like me and my buddy called in. I literally one time I called in and I said, take Army to the moon. There was an Army. It was the first college football game of the year. And I called into Felger. I said, please take him to the moon. And they laughed in my face. Army smashed. But it was unbelievable. But I can't, dude. My buddy calls in there all the time. And they're just so toxic, man. They really are. They're just
it's terrible.
Toxic, dude. It really is unbelievably toxic, dude. I hate it. I hate it more than anything. Like my buddy calls in there all the time. I call in there all the time. It's just toxic. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I listen to it sometimes, like if I don't have anything else to, then I'm like, why am I doing this? Like they're making me hate the Patriots or the Celtics. Like, oh, but I love these guys. It's like, exactly. they're not perfect, and no one fucking is. And it's just every fucking nitpicky. Like we could win by 35 points, and it's like, oh well, we should have won by 48. All right,
it's unbelievable. It really is. It's
actually to Jaylen Brown. I was with Rob the night Jaylen Brown was drafted. I remember like,
you remember how excited I was?
We were at Murphy's Bar in Manchester.
We were celebrating Tommy's thing.
Run the 5K. What 5, 4?
What's that?
Did you
the 5th overall pick that year?
No, was it me?
Oh, he was 3rd.
You know what it was, Scotty? It was right. It was literally right before Timmy passed. I think that's what it was. I think that was 2015. 2015.
The 15 draft? Is
16.
2016.
Oh,
yeah, it was the year after.
Was it after?
Yeah, because then after that was Tatum.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Year after, yeah.
Yeah, but Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram too.
Marco
would you rather have Ingram or Brown?
I would say Brown.
Probably Jaylen Brown. Yeah, I mean that was a good draft.
Ingram's great though. I mean,
Simmons went 1, Ingram 2, Brown
Murray,
3. Yeah, Murray went 7th. Buddy Hield went 6th.
Where did Chris Dunn? Was he that
draft? Went 5th. Yep.
And that was everyone was shitting on the Celtics saying we should have taken him over Jaylen Brown. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thank God we didn't do that.
I'm literally yelling in Scotty's face. We got my man. We got my man. And he goes, what? I'm like,
cut him off.
Sabonis went 11th that year. Malik Beasley having a good season. He went 19th. Karis LeVert 20th.
Karis LeVert is a player, dude. That's
Siakam,
what I like
27.
What a steal.
I'm sorry. Where did he get traded? Where did Karis get traded?
What's that?
Where did Karis LeVert get traded? Did he get traded?
He's in Indiana now. So he was a part of he was a part of the Harden deal.
He was a part of the Harden deal. Okay.
Yeah. Siakam 27th to the Raptors. DeJounte Murray 29th to the Spurs. Zubac to the Lakers 32. Malcolm Brogdon 36.
He was the rookie of the year, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
Yeah.
The Bucks, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic.
Fun story. I ran into Malcolm Brogdon at a bar in Houston at the Final Four, and I think it was right before that draft, and right after I had.
Was he Villanova or was he? What was he? Was he Villanova?
Virginia. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Is he a big guy? Like you? How tall are you, Justin?
5'10" on a good day.
Is he big? Like
he's definitely, he's definitely 6'4", 6'5". Like, I mean, he's a bigger fella, he's definitely what he's listed at,
Yeah.
He's a big guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like he's always like, that's why he succeeded, because he's like a stocky guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, definitely. Scott, any other trades you want to talk about? I know you got a list here that we haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I put a list in, but I guess one I got the big client right now upstairs, but Victor Oladipo to the Heat, pretty much for just to swap picks. Avery Bradley and Olynyk go to Houston, which means nothing. I think that's a fantastic move for the Heat, and it's cheap. I thought Oladipo was worth at least a first-round pick. I mean, this guy's an all-star when he's healthy, and he's been traded like he's like a piece of trash the last year.
I mean, well, he was considered. I mean, he was kind of like not considered. He was I guess the crown jewel coming back to Houston in the Harden deal, but I didn't think it was possible to get less back for James Harden ultimately than what they turned all that into.
Yeah.
Then they initially traded for James Harden, which was not a lot. They gave up a pick and Jeremy Lamb and Kevin Martin originally to get James Harden, and they got somehow less back for him when they traded him after being a top three MVP candidate for like the last 4 or 5 years. Like,
I'm sorry,
I mean,
Jaylen Brown's still in the league. I had no idea.
Yeah,
he's in the Pacers.
I did not know this. I did not know Jaylen Brown is still actually in the league. Sorry.
Yeah,
he's like the 8th man now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like they didn't give up much to get him, and I mean somehow got less back. I mean, Olynyk and Bradley are fine role guys. I mean, it just goes back to one of my favorite sects of NBA Twitter is the Tillman Fertitta is a broke dude that owns an NBA team. Joke Twitter, because he just anything he can do to maximize his dollar. Like, he's an underrated shitty owner that nobody really talks about because Houston stinks anyways now. But I mean, like, he's got to get some fucking attention for that shit. Jesus.
Oh yeah, it's piss poor. I mean, they're a team that was almost in the finals 2 years ago, and now they're the worst team in the league. Like, how do you fuck it up that bad?
I don't know.
Who's the GM? Tough. Who's the GM of Houston right now?
Raphael Stone.
Okay, is he bad or good? What are we talking about?
First year, I mean, what he inherited was kind of a landlocked roster. They were kind of, They were kind of in no man's land there. They got off Westbrook's deal for John Wall, which is a worse contract in my opinion, because
his cutter.
Like Westbrook makes a lot of money, but he at least shows up to the game.
He at least shows up.
He's not like he's not out hurt all the time or anything like
that. What's Cousins doing these days?
He's free agent, man. He got bought out by the he got bought out by the Rockets.
And he's not signed with. I know the Lakers were a favorite, but I mean, he's on a team.
No.
I mean, can he even walk? Can he even like produce anything? Like, I don't like. Is he like a dead body, or like is he done? Like career wise, do you think he's done?
I don't think he's done. I mean, I think he's a shell of himself where he was at in Sacramento a few years ago, just because he's been ravaged by injuries. He blew out his Achilles,
for like 3 years.
Blew out his knee. Yeah. So
he's literally my favorite player. But I just
skill wise, he was unreal.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. Like, so I didn't know. Like, I knew he was with Houston, but I didn't know that he got bought out. So
yeah, it only happened a few weeks ago. It was relatively recently. They just kind of decided to move in a different direction.
Well, I mean,
Christian Wood full time as the big guy there.
Just go.
He's a beast.
The young guys.
Christian Wood's a fucking beast, dude. I like that. He really.
You want to talk about a guy at a great contract?
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, that's a good. What was he making? 12?
Yeah, he's not making much. I think he signed like 3 years for $41 million or something like that.
Yeah. So
is he from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
He went to do. That's someone the Celtics should have signed in the offseason.
Yeah, 3 years, 41. Wow, I hit that on the head. He's making $13 million this year.
I guess.
Rather than just re-sign their own guy, they went out and signed Miles Plumlee, who I would. Yeah. Without even looking up the stats, I know he's having a worse year than Christian Wood.
That was a very weird signing, and like they get rid of Drummond because of Wood. Yeah. And then they just get rid of Wood. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, are you just like trying to lose? Like I don't get it. Like literally trying to lose. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they didn't make any moves either. I mean, Jeremy Grant's kind of come back to earth after how he started the year this year.
Now, was he in the trade
Detroit's
market?
A mess.
Was he in the trade market at all?
I don't think they were going to move him just because he just signed this past offseason.
That's why I thought too, but people were talking about it, so I didn't know if he was like because he was he was like, you're on a shit team, but you're having a great year, so like I don't know. It was just I figured that it might be an opportunity for him to get moved. That's all.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I heard the same thing. I thought the same thing too. But he's 27. He's 3 years, $60 million deal. He's making 19 this year. I mean, decent contract for the production.
What's he averaging? 20? You said?
Let's see. I got their stats pulled up right here.
I think it's like 22.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like he's the only one there.
23 a game. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
23 a game. And they're 12 and 33. Somebody's going to score points on a bad team, right?
Exactly. Well, I mean, but the thing is, like, it's like you're totally correct, but it's like the same point. It's like, damn, dude, like someone needs to get him. Like, if he, I mean, do you remember him on Denver? What was he averaging?
Yeah.
Like 12? Like he was like a defensive specialist, and all of a sudden he goes into a team. He's averaging 23 points a game. Like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, I mean, he was fantastic in the bubble last year, but I mean, he was behind a bunch of guys. Like, he overplayed Gary Harris.
Exactly.
Put him
I love
to the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, he averaged 12 a game last year in Denver. Before that, he was in OKC for 3 years.
Yeah, he was on OKC. Yeah,
Jamal Murray, Jokic, right there. Those two guys are gonna 20 plus a game. You can't have three guys doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it makes sense.
Unless you're the Nets or Lakers.
Like, that was a good point by Justin. Like, yeah, you can't have everyone score all the points. I get that, but it's like the same points. Like, damn, dude. Like, I mean, was he that talented? I mean, what did he come from? Syracuse, I think. Was he a Syracuse guy?
Yeah,
Austin.
Syracuse. Yeah, yeah, definitely. He was a Syracuse guy. Yeah, I mean, that's a good player on a bad team. I mean, he's going to get rumored to be moved for the next 2 years. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Contract though.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know who else was who I really liked out of that draft? It might be the same year as him. Actually, probably 2 years after. Was Luke Kennard from Duke. And
Same team.
I thought, yeah. No, that was a great team. It was like, I think it was 3 years after. My bad. But yeah, no, I thought he was going to be really good, and he kind of just never. He's on the Clippers now, I think. Is that what
He was in the Pistons. I don't know.
Yeah, Kennard just signed an extension with the Clippers. So Jeremy Grant was in the same draft. He was in the Wiggins Embiid draft.
Yeah. That's why I really like Kennard, man. I thought he was gonna be like who ended up being like who I thought Kennard would be Gary Harris. Not Gary Harris, sorry. Joe Harris from the.
Yeah, that's a good comp.
Yeah, that's who I thought Kennard would have been, but he didn't end up like that. I mean, what did Kennard stand for? 10?
No, he got like, I think he got like $15 million a year based on nothing, which was crazy. Nice. Yeah,
his contract is so fucking stupid.
What are we doing right now? We're gonna sign Luke Kennard for
$12 million, $12.7 million this year. By the end of the contract, he'll be making almost 15.
Oh my god, dude, that is so fucking bizarre to me. Like literally, Shawnee Milne could go there and rip a bucket, and he get like, oh my god, $15 million for Luke Kennard, dude.
Yeah.
Scott, what are we doing wrong? Oh my god.
Yeah, he went 12th in the Tatum draft. So he was, talk about tough scene for the Pistons. The next two picks right after Luke Kennard were Donovan Mitchell and Bam Adebayo.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, because what did Donovan go? 11th or 12th?
Who?
Donovan. What did he go? 12th, 11th,
13th. So Kennard went 12th. Mitchell went 13th. Adebayo 14th.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, imagine that, dude. Oh my god, that is legitimate horror.
That's tough.
Do you think their entire? Do you think the entire league gets changed by those one little? You know what I'm saying? Like if Bam Adebayo goes to the Pistons, do you think the league's different?
Overall, no. I think then Bam Adebayo is just a good player on a bad team because they like. I mean, I think Stan Van Gundy was in charge then, and he was picking the groceries and coaching the team, and he did neither job admirably whatsoever. So, he was the one that drafted Luke Kennard over both of those guys. So, tough break.
Who was the guy who I was just gushing over because Like I'm just owning like. Oh yeah, hey, I'm sorry, Scotty. Yeah, let's talk about you guys' topics. I'm sorry to keep.
No, it's fine. I'll probably wrap this up soon. But
Yeah.
I mean, kind of the last thing I have is LaMarcus Aldridge, bought up by the Spurs, joins the Nets, which sucks because another all-star, not all-star now, but like used to be all-star, and Blake Griffin bought out, signed with the best team in the East.
Yep.
I mean, he's not going to start, I wouldn't think. I mean,
yeah, no, he hasn't had a great year either.
No, I mean, he's older, but I mean, Blake will start.
Have you watched him play? I don't even know. He literally used to be one of my favorite players, but I don't even know because he's in the post. He's just doing his post moves kind of thing.
He's kind of a shell of himself now. I mean, he's still a fine player. Like he's going to help the team. Like him as a sixth man or seventh guy off the bench is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's averaging. I mean, he's not having a great. I mean, he's not having a great year by his standards. Like, I mean, he's averaging almost 14 a game and 4.5.
Not by his standards. Not by his. No, he used to be a beast, dude. Like he was. A beast, dude.
No, I mean, he was dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, did it really translate to winning that much? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it did it. Like, I don't think it did. I mean, how many games did he win with Poland? Like, I mean, they average 50 a game, 50 a year. I mean, but did they really go deep in the playoffs ever? You know, like ever? Yeah. Like, did they? Like, I don't think they did. Like, I mean, who was the second best player on when he was him and Roy? I think.
Yeah, he was in Portland for a while.
Forever, yeah. He was.
Like that was in Portland. Had Roy hurt, Odin hurt.
Hurt. Oh yeah.
Aldridge hit.
Yeah.
That was a good pick. Dame, great pick, but like they had
did Dame and Aldridge actually play together?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They beat the Rockets in the playoffs.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, as a guy coming off the bench, I mean, I think he's terrific because you're not going to get that type of production on a vet minimum deal coming off the bench from a guy who, used to be a star. Drummond going to the Lakers is fine. I think again, same thing as I said with Miles Turner earlier. I think if he goes to the Celtics, I mean, he's just more of the same of what they already have.
I'm just gonna say, who do you think? Who's the? See, you said the sixth man off the bench. Who's the Celtics sixth man off the bench? You know, I think.
Back to Fournier. I think he fills that role that Hayward was playing last year, which is what they've kind of missed. And because Hayward opted out and wanted to go elsewhere because he wanted to be a bigger role rather than the third 3.5 banana behind Tatum, Brown, and Kemba. And I mean that's fine, like great for him. I think bringing in Fournier kind of fills that role, moves the ball a little bit more. He's able to score. He's not like the guy that the defense is keyed on, so he can get you a basket when they're really locked in on and whatnot. Yeah, and it's just one of those guys that I think is going to make a bigger difference than we probably think coming from the trade, like just straight off the trade. Now he's in health and safety protocols. It's crazy to me to think about Andre Drummond being one of the greatest rebounders in NBA history, and because it's 2021, nobody really gives a shit about him because he's a limited five man. It's sad. It really is,
dude. I mean, he was like touted as like the number one pick for a long time when he got drafted. He was like a big deal, like forever, and then he ends up being like this, like I don't know, like I don't know who's more of a bigger disappointment, but yet they're still kind of good. Is him or Andrew Wiggins? Like that would be like my, you know what I'm saying? Like as big as they were.
Can score. That's it.
me personally, I'm far more out on Wiggins than I am Drummond. I think Drummond's just an obsolete skill set and position for
Well, that's
the NBA today.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like, because he's still like a very good basketball player. It's just like nobody gives a shit about playing that kind of basketball anymore. Pounded in the paint and work inside out. Everybody wants to work outside in now. That's just the way the game has trended.
I guess that's my fault for even asking, because Andrew Wiggins was touted as the Canadian Michael Jordan. Well, Andre Drummond kind of fell off and became the 8th pick, but Andrew Wiggins was literally picked over Joel Embiid. So I mean, so that's on me. He was. I just thought he was going to be so much better. But like you said, it's an obsolete skill set. It really is.
It's tough. Like if he had been born 15 years earlier and played in the late 90s, he would have been fucking dynamite.
Exactly.
We'd be talking about him like we talk about Shaq and Hakeem.
Exactly.
But because he came out in 2012, he's just
not the
he's
same.
just a big guy that plays a position that nobody cares about anymore. It's crazy.
He can't fucking shoot.
He can't shoot. The only times anybody posts anything about him shooting a basketball is when he hits the side of the backboard on a free throw. It's brutal.
So it really is. It's so true. That's so true, dude. It just a sad reality of it, man. It's like you have to be able to shoot. You have to be able to shoot in today's NBA. Bottom line.
I'm a huge fan of him too. I loved him coming out of college.
And speaking of, since we're on the buyout market and guys that can shoot, I'm interested to see if Redick gets bought out in Dallas.
That's something I thought would come to us.
Yeah,
I really did. That was one of the guys. I don't know what he's making. I know he gets bought, but I don't even know if what he cost or whatever. But I thought he would come to us. That's someone that would be perfect for the Celtics, for Brad Stevens' offense. Run around fucking screens and take a little fucking heat off Jaylen and Tatum. That would be perfect.
Yeah, so he's getting $13 million this year.
Jesus, I didn't know he's making that much. I thought he was
making So, if he gets bought out, he's gonna end up as a vet minimum guy for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
which is fine. I mean, I from what I've seen and whatnot, it doesn't seem like he wants to play for the Mavericks. So
I can see his Sixers reunion too.
Yeah, I can see that too.
He's gonna join one of those teams, or he'll go to LA.
Go to the fucking Lakers.
Go back to the Clippers or the Lakers, or one of those teams. Somebody that's in the hunt. Maybe the Suns. I don't know, but
I'm just gonna say he's never won a ring, right? No, I don't think he has. No,
I don't think he
was in the Sixers and the Pelicans. Then before that was just shit teams.
Yeah. It was like Orlando for 10 years.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, before last year, I think last year or whatever his first year with the Pelicans was, which I think was last year, was the first time he hadn't made the playoffs in his career. Yeah.
Well, he literally yelled at Zion. He says, "We better fucking make the playoffs." Well, I swear to God, he goes, because he was 15 for 15 or whatever it was. He's like, "We better fucking make the playoffs." But
because he was with Howard. That makes sense with the
the
Magic.
Yeah, he which is crazy. He never missed the playoffs, man. He's a winner. That's why I want him in the Celtics. Literally, I want him to come to us and hit some fucking threes because we have no other shooters. I'm sick of watching Grant Williams bank balls at the side of the backboard. If I have to watch Grant Williams bang a ball off the side of the backboard again, I'm gonna kill myself. It's unbelievable.
Oh man,
hit or miss guy. And then the only other thing I have is it's weird. There's Al Horford was told he's not going to play a minute anymore. Why not buy this guy out?
He probably wants the whole contract, man. I think he's due $53 million over the next 2 years.
He gets to sit there and just collect money. He doesn't get bought out.
Yeah, basically.
He's at the age now where he's like, I'll take 25 a year. I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, shit. This is going to be his last contract. I mean, his last big contract. Yeah. Everybody knows he's a shell of himself. like, yeah, that when guys get bought out, they get bought out for a fraction of what their contract is.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
He's not a typical.
I would just sit there. I'll sit next to the water cooler for the next 2 years for $53 million.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Ooh, wait. Yeah. I mean, but I feel like he can still kind of play. No, is he just dead? Like, I feel like he's not that bad.
Well, I mean, like, if he's not on a good team, it's tough to tell because he's a guy he's never had those stats. He's not like a 20 and 10 guy.
Yeah.
He's a 14 and 6.5, 14 and 7 guy. Like, with the Celtics, that's all he had to do.
Yeah, he was more of a facilitator.
He spaces the floor too. Like, he's just a smart center.
He's a floor spacer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Schwarmer.
if he's at what? If he's at 10 million for what he is right now, that's like a reasonable deal. But where he's at pay scale wise, it's like,
yeah, I'm not paying over $50 million.
He fucking stinks for what he's getting paid.
No,
but like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It all comes down to contract at that point. Like, if he's getting paid $10 million a year, nobody talks about it. But
how much do the Celtics have left on their TPE, by the way? Do we know?
I think Fournier is at a shade under 20 a year, if I'm not mistaken.
So they probably had like 8 or something like that. Like the Celtics have 8 left.
Let's see. I'm pulling it up right now. So he's at 17. So,
okay. So they probably
have a little right around 11. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I mean, I wonder who we could afford for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you, I don't know, I really wonder who's like the best player you can afford for $11 million a year. I mean, Horford. Yeah. I mean, if you want to, I mean, if he got bought out and then he probably wouldn't sign for $11 million now. That's the thing. Like you said, he's not going to sign.
I mean, it depends what they come to terms with, though. Like, Drummond took a long time because he's paid like $28 a year.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the contract was to buy out, but I mean, it took him like a month and a half for them to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that would be someone that I would definitely look at. I mean, I don't know who else we could even look at.
I mean, again, he's just gonna sit there.
Yeah,
like that fat check.
Basically, yeah.
I would do the same thing.
No, 100%.
At that stage.
I don't fucking blame him, man.
No, I'm saying like.
Oh man.
All right, boys.
Yeah. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it was good talking to you guys, man.
Yeah. Man.
Justin.
Yeah, it was a treat, man. It was a treat, Justin.
Justin's podcast.
Yeah, tune in.
Can this be? And Rob's podcast, Cowboys Butts Drive Me Nuts.
No, thanks for having me, man. This is a lot of fun. I appreciate it. It was good hanging out and chatting some hoops with you boys.
Oh yeah, of course, man.
Anytime, bros.
We'll do this again. Maybe NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Say hi to your kids for me, will you?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
All right, bros. Bye.
Justin, Rob, thank you. Take care.
Yeah, absolutely. See you guys.